Hello dear students, welcome to Akshat International School online classes. In our previous video, we had studied about the sign convention. Okay, that means if we have a concave or a convex mirror, in that, suppose if we have to find out the position of the image, that is the distance of the image from the mirror, or if we have to find out the focal length, that is the distance between pole and focus, or if we have to find out the distance of the object from the mirror, we use some sign convention, and that we had discussed in the previous video. Okay, this is the part of image formation in the spherical mirrors. Okay, now today we'll move on and we'll see that how we can form an image in the spherical mirrors. Okay, as I had discussed that in the spherical mirrors we'll have both type of images, that is a real image is also obtained and a virtual image also. So let's recall that what is a real image and what is a virtual image. Fine. Real images are those images which can be obtained on the screen, or the images which are formed after the actual intersection of the reflected rays. Okay, that in a mirror, suppose if the rays are coming and if they reflect back and if they really intersect each other, then we will say the image which will be formed is a real image. And by geometry, if we will see that the rays after reflection are not going to intersect really, then we extend them and intersect virtually. So the image formed in that case will be a virtual image. Okay, let's take an example. Like suppose if I have a mirror, if you remember, this is a concave mirror and this is the polished surface. So this will be the reflecting surface. Okay, I hope you remember this is our principal axis, this is the pole, say here we have the focus and here we have the center of curvature. Okay, now from a source, there are source of light, there are infinite rays which are coming. Okay, now out of that we need only two rays to form an image. Okay, so we will take, suppose for an example, just I am taking an example, this is one of the case but I am taking an example that if the object is kept somewhere here, that means if the object is kept between pole and focus, okay, then the image formed, okay, will take one ray which is parallel to principal axis, 100% it will go passing through focus. Okay, and suppose if I take a ray which falls on the pole, okay, it will also reflect back like this, making equal angle here. Fine. Now by geometry we can see that these rays never intersect each other really. So what we used to do, we used to extend these rays behind the mirror. With scale you can draw it very properly. Okay, we'll extend this also. And we will see that these rays are intersecting each other virtually. Fine. So here we can form an image which is a virtual image. Fine. In this case, the image formed is a virtual and erect image which is formed behind the mirror. This you can do practically also, that if you have a spoon, take the curved part in front of your face Okay, then take it close enough. Then you will see your face or a part of your face enlarged, and it is erect also. Okay, this is that case in which the image formed is cannot be obtained on the screen because the rays are intersecting it virtually. So the image formed will be behind the mirror. Okay, so this is a virtual image. So now let me take the another example for real image. Okay, again if we have a concave mirror, so this is the polished surface and this one is the reflecting surface. Okay, so here I have again pole, this is focus and this is center of curvature. Okay, now suppose if I keep the object at this position, this is also one of the case. Okay, now one ray I'll take as parallel to principal axis. Okay, so it will pass through focus after reflection. Okay, now I can take another ray, fine, which will pass through focus like this. Okay, now if a ray is passing through focus, then it will move parallel to principal axis after reflection. Okay, so it will move like this. Now we'll see that these rays are intersecting each other really. And the point where the rays are intersecting really, that at that point the image is formed, and the image formed of this object, say AB, is here, say here A dash B dash, or this is B dash, sorry, this is A dash. So what we'll see that the image of this object AB is formed real and inverted. Okay, so here the rays are intersecting really. So we'll say that this image is a real image of this object. In the previous case, when the image was formed here, this image is a virtual image, which is because it is formed behind the mirror, or we can say the rays are intersecting virtually, not really. Okay, so these are called the real and virtual images, and in this way we used to find out that how these images are formed. Okay, now as you have seen that I have taken the 2 or 3 different types of rays, means the passage of those rays, like I had taken. See, in first case I had taken 2 rays, okay, where the first ray passed through focus parallel to principal axis, and after reflection it passes through the focus. Okay, so there are 4 different ways we can say the passage of the rays can be taken. Okay, in both the types of mirrors, that is concave also and convex also. Okay, like suppose if a ray is coming parallel to principal axis, then we'll take it like this. It will pass through focus. Okay, suppose if a ray is coming and striking pole, in that case we can say that here like the ray will pass making equal angle. It will move like this. Okay, there are 2 different ways, or we can say there are 2 different rays that we can also choose again. Okay, that if we have a concave mirror, and suppose this is an object again, See, another type of ray which we can use, that it can pass through focus. Okay, now if an object, if a ray passes through focus, then after reflection, it will move parallel to principal axis. This you can take. Okay, another ray you can take that passes through center of curvature and it will reflect back and traces its own path again and it will move like this. Okay, so if a ray passes through center of curvature, it traces back its own path and it reflects like this. Okay, so these are the four rays, two here and two in the previous diagram I had explained. So with the help of any of the two rays out of these four, we can form an image. Now it depends where we keep the object, so the image will be formed, will be real or virtual. Okay, that we will see in the image formation. Okay, so now the next topic, as I said, is the image formation in the spherical mirrors. Okay, so one by one we'll see the image formations, that is when we keep the objects at different positions in front of, say first concave mirror, then the image is formed at different positions. They are called the cases in a concave mirror. So basically there are 6 cases in a concave mirror. That means there are 6 different positions of the object where we can keep the object and the images formed can be seen. So what are those different positions of the object? Okay, in a concave mirror, say suppose if I have a concave mirror and this is the pole, here is the focus and say here is the center of curvature. Now what are those 6 different positions where I can keep the object and I'll get the different positions of the images and nature of the image also changes. So the first position is when object is kept between pole and focus. Okay, second position when object is kept at focus. Third position when object is kept between focus and center of curvature. Fourth position when object is kept at center of curvature. Fifth position when object is kept beyond center of curvature. And the last, that is 6th position or 6th case, that is object is kept at infinity. Okay, now infinity here doesn't mean that we are going to place it far away. Okay, infinity, that means we can say that objects which are little bit away from the optical bench. The optical bench which we have in the lab. I'll show you with the help of an experiment. Okay, so these are different 6 cases, that is case 1, this is case 2, this is case 3, this is case 4, this is 5 and this is 6. So these are the 6 different cases. One by one we'll see that where we keep the object to get the image, or what will be the nature of the image, what will be the position of the image, and so on. Okay, so how many cases are there in a concave mirror? There are 6 cases. And my dear students, if you remember all these 6 cases theoretically, then it will be helpful in our numerical part. Okay, because no numerical is there which is out of these 6 cases. Because in numericals, basically what we have to find out the position of the image, the position of the object, or the focal length, or the radius of curvature, height of the image, height of the object. So these are the few variables which are there and which we have to find. by using some formulas. So it will be very helpful if we know all these 6 cases. Theoretically, we can solve the numericals. Okay, so that we'll see in our next video. So these are the 6 different cases. Okay, so that's all for today's video. Thank you.